Hi, everybody. It's Dr. White here, and we are here with a novice teacher, Miss Keishia Hudson, and hopefully you will watch, share, and follow and gain some great insight as we are about to start the 24-25 school year. So we have Miss Keishia Hudson here. I will let her share how long she's been teaching and what she's currently teaching. Thank you, Keoshia, for joining us today.
Oh, hi guys. Like she said, my name is Keishia Hudson. I started off subbing for a year, and then I started teaching last year, so that was my first year teaching. And this year, I will be teaching third grade math and science. So yeah, I'm at a inner city school, and yeah.
All right. Well, we have plenty of teachers that have reached out and they have many questions, but we're just going to talk about a couple of things of what people want to know, what they should be focused on right now. And I'm so glad that you seem to still have your excitement going into your second year of teaching. So let's get started in our conversation. Keosha, after teaching, you said you started subbing and you completed your first year last year. You're returning for your second year. What are the top things that you would share as a novice teacher that they should do to prepare their classrooms for the first day of school?
So first I would say reach out to your admin to see what they require for you to have in your classroom. A lot of schools require you to have certain things posted or listed in your classroom, so I would say do that.
That's good.
Um, I would say also look at your curriculum that the district provides to see, what that first week of teaching is going to look like because you want to be prepared for that. um, I would say also to like jot down things that you need to a list of things you're gonna need to do because I can just go back to like my first week before school started. I literally I had 50 million things going in my head that I needed to do and I didn't write down anything. So I was just running off of what I needed to do in my head. And so that's not good to do. So I would say write down everything because that could be a lot on your brain. And it's gonna be like that for like the first couple of weeks. But yeah, those are the top things I say you should do.
All right. So, writing down some things, checking to see what you need to put up from your administrators. And you were right with that list. It will help you so much. Do you think this year was easier than last year?
Um, yes, but I don't know yet because we go back on tomorrow. So who knows, what they're
All
gonna expect and what they want us to do. So we'll see. But
right.
it should be a little easier going into my second year since I've kind of like had that first year foundation of things that I needed and things that I needed to grab to, add to my classroom. But this year I'll be teaching math and I didn't teach that last year, so that's different. So there may be different expectations that they require me to do.
Okay, makes sense. Well, we look forward to look. Bring you back in December and see how everything is going. Well, here's
Yeah.
another question that I get a lot is how do you build relationships with your students starting out at the beginning of the year? What are some things that you would share with a first year teacher?
As a first year teacher, I would say honestly, truly just be yourself. You should be an open book to your students. Let your kids know that teachers, adults make mistakes. And if you mess up, correct yourself right then and there. Hey, I messed up. And I definitely can recall a couple of times where I had to, tell my students, Miss Hudson messed up. But guess what? We all make mistakes. Mistakes happen. And so when you do that, kids get to, they understand, hey, Miss Hudson makes mistakes too. So do I. Be just truly be yourself. I'm definitely myself when it comes to building relationships. Let your kids know, whatever they want to know. Love on them, give them hugs. They might not want it, but hey, do it anyway. They'll love it in the long run. Um, that's all I can say. Just truly be yourself, honestly, and it will all naturally flow.
And
But kids
Coach, I
also
think,
can pick up.
go
They
ahead.
can pick up on, things that are not real. So be yourself. That's all I can say.
And I think you did already say you teach third grade. Did we share that already?
Yes, I teach third
Okay.
grade, and they are truly aware of a lot of things. So, I'm young, and so they kind of feed off of me. So, yeah.
Keosha
And
has a
I know a lot of things that they know. So,
lot. So you are relatable. So I wanted to make sure the audience understood you have third grade, and so you may not want to hug your high school students as much. That's
oh, yeah.
different. So
Yeah, it's
elementary,
different.
yes,
In
but
middle, it's
right,
different.
they definitely want hugs. So it's okay, but definitely that is something that so many people talk about the importance of making sure that you model for your students. It's okay to make mistakes. So yes, when you
Right.
mess up, fess up is what I used to tell my students. All right, let's talk about some classroom management. What does that look like in your classroom? How do you maintain that? Just tell us what does that mean to you?
Okay, so I'm gonna be transparent. Um, at the beginning, it was sort of kind of hard, and I was told, that I should try to find some more class management skills because I had a particular student that was giving me trouble, and later, uh, but yeah. Anyway, so what I did was it was hard, and it was hard trying to figure it out. I was frustrated, and it was days that I went home and I was just like, what can I do? So I pulled out my handy dandy sticker charts. I labeled every student's name on a sticker chart, and I had those stickers. So anything that I saw done positive in the classroom, when kids answered questions correctly, anything, I was giving out those stickers, and I had two treasure boxes full of things that they love. So I would say do that. Rewards for like lunch. Oh, you can eat lunch with Miss Hudson today. They love eating lunch with
Okay.
me, with the teacher.
Yeah.
What else? They my helper. Oh my gosh. So this is kind of off topic, but however, I had two students that were a little had a little behavior issues, and so I told them if they did what they were supposed to do, that they could be my bodyguard. And
Oh
so, oh
my
my God, they loved that. I was
goodness.
like, so they got to walk with me side by side in the hallways with me to be my bodyguard. And so they loved it. And so when one of them messed up, I was like, you can't be my bodyguard acting this way. And so they was like, I'm going to do better, Miss Hudson. And so the following day, he came to me, he said, Miss Hudson, I'm going to do right so I can be your bodyguard. I'm like, yeah, I can't have any misbehaved bodyguards. But
Good. Yeah.
um, going back, like I said, the sticker chart really worked for me. They love getting those stickers. And sometimes just teaching, you forget things. And so I had that one student that I had to continue to give his sticker chart. He knew every day to come in and get his sticker chart. And he was like, oh my God, I need two more stickers. I was like, well, you got to come in and do what you're supposed to do today. And
Uh-huh.
so that helped with him. But that's just one that I use. I say research and find better ways that best fit with for you. But I definitely did the sticker chart.
Okay. And one thing I think you already mentioned, you work in a school that's considered inner city, or
Mm-hmm.
so you started your beginning of the year last year. You had to make some readjustments. You implemented stickers and charts, and it worked. And so I know sometimes people are thinking that kids are coming in with all types of, they have everything at home, or some don't. But stickers, kids still love stickers. And I have some sitting here. When I go visit schools, I am constantly rewarding kids with stickers. So we just want to encourage you, new teachers, don't think that something as simple as a sticker chart or
Mm-hmm.
eating lunch with the teacher is not a reward, because kids will do anything for their teacher if they think you care and that
Oh
you.
yes, they brag about it. I got to eat with Miss Hudson today. Oh
Uh-huh.
yes, it
So
works.
it clearly sounds like you do a great job at developing those relationships with your students. So kudos to you. One of the things you talked about was the sticker chart, and that's one of your ways for managing your class. How do you communicate that to your students? They're coming in. How do you get them ready and understand Miss Hudson's how we do things in Miss Hudson's classroom?
Okay, so again, it took a while for this to work, but however, like The first week of school, I say establish those rules and expectations. Like you got to do it every day. So go over that PowerPoint every day for that first week, every day. Allow students to know those expectations. You got to remind them because they forget. They're kids. They're not going to remember. Um, Whenever, okay, so like if they're lined up outside the hallway, we're on zero. We're silent in the hallway. When you come in my room, we're on zero until you get instructions. So that's every day. I'm doing that every day. They know not to come in the room talking because Miss Hudson does not like you when we come in the room and we're talking. If you're in the hallway, remind them during that time. We are we're in the colored squares at all time. We're one block in between. We're on zero. Our hands are to the side. You got to remind them. I say repetition is like the key to doing everything because, like I said, they're kids. They're gonna forget. So just reminding them.
I love the repetition piece. You're right, because I know I'm an adult, much more seasoned than you, and
Mhm.
I need reminders constantly, and that repetition helps me to just turn into autopilot. So yes, so again, new teachers, keep doing it, keep modeling. And I know sometimes as educators we'll say, well, they should know this from home, but all kids are not taught the same rules and procedures and standards. And
Exactly.
what's okay in your house may not be okay in public. So again, teachers, don't give up, don't get discouraged. As Ms. Hudson has shared, it's so important, that repetition, and to go as is detailed. I heard you say the importance of where your hand should be, or how loud you should be, or where you should stand, and what we do and how we come into the room. So thank you for sharing that for our new teachers. What is one piece of advice that you would give new teachers to help them navigate successfully for the first few weeks of school?
Okay, so I'm gonna be real. The first few weeks is gonna be crazy. However, you can do it. It was told to me, you can do it. It's hard, but you can do it. Um, you're gonna let's say you're gonna go home a little frustrated sometimes the first few weeks, but it gets easier. And I didn't really realize this, but I want to say like at December, my principal he came to me and he was just like, Miss Hudson, so how do you feel? You've made it halfway through. I was like, I feel good, and that's at that point it kind of like eased out because like the first few weeks is going to be like choppy. But I want to say, like I said, take the notes, listen, try to listen to everything that they tell you because everything is kind of like going to be important. They're going to be giving you different type of papers. Don't throw them away like I did. I
Keep
didn't
your
realize
papers from your school
keep
administrators.
keep your papers. So like I'm not sure where you guys are in the world, but with my school district, we have response to intervention, and we do this every day. And so we had to update plans monthly. And when I first got that paper back in September, I mean, I didn't know that at the time that I was going to be updating these plans every month. However, I threw that paper away and didn't realize I needed it. And so, yeah, keep up with everything they give you. Um, my school does have like a big binder that they require us to keep up with, keep everything in. So, yeah, just don't throw away papers. Everything, documentation.
So, okay, new teachers, you've heard
Document everything.
from a second year teacher. Document everything. Don't throw anything away. I know we're in the computer age, but there are certain handouts you will receive. I would just
Mm-hmm.
recommend keep a folder of just general things, because as a new teacher, you probably won't know what you have until you don't have it. So just keep it, and then you can always go back to it. So that is some great advice. And although Ms. Hudson hadn't shared, but her principal checked on her in December, and I do know from us talking previously, you were the new teacher of the month. Is that correct?
So I was new teacher of the month in September. I was the first that was the first month they had did it in September for the school year. And when I can say I was truly shocked. Like I really wasn't honestly. I didn't even know they were when they were announcing it. I didn't even know they were announcing it until I heard my name. And they were like, "This person has been working really hard. They show up every day. They have an open mind, and they're, you know, they want it. And so when they said Miss Hudson and everybody started congratulating me, I was like, what? Because like as a first year teacher, like I just wasn't expecting that. Like we were only a month in, and I was like rumbling, like just running around with my head chopped off. And I guess they, they noticed it, and so it definitely made me feel good. But like I said, I wasn't expecting that, but they noticed a good admin and a good team and a good school. They notice when you're working hard, showing up. I was coming to school 45 minutes early just to make sure I had copies. My room was nice and presentable for the kids because having a welcoming room matters. Kids, they thrive off of that. They thrive off of that in your environment and your energy. So when you show up, you got to show up with all of yourself. And if you can't do it that day, just don't come because what you bring is what the kids will thrive off of, and you don't want them to thrive off of a negative energy that day. So if you
I,
can't show up and give your full self, stay at home that day.
I love it. I love it. Well, I'm not going to hold you here, and I do want you to share. Tell us what's something that has been this a great memory for you within these last couple of years. What's something that has happened?
Okay, so um, when I first started, well, before I started teaching, like people encouraged me within those first weeks. People would say, "It's going to be really rewarding. It's going to be hard, but rewarding." And so like towards the end of the year, I started to realize that. And I was like, wow. So I'm going to explain to you what happened. So just, we went on this field trip one day and we went to the zoo. And one of my kids, the um, zookeeper, she was explaining to the kids what was going on. And one of my students, she was like, yeah. So she was like, I forgot what animal it was, but she was saying, the animal is adapting to its environment that it's in. And like, when I tell you, it literally took everything out of me because I was just like, wow, like
Yes.
this child is applying what I have taught her in the real world. And when I say it made me feel so good, it makes you feel good to see when your kids are doing well on certain tests and mastery tests that they have to take. Like just seeing your kids grow from the beginning of the school year to the end, it definitely made my heart like flutter
Yes,
a
you're
little bit
making a
because
difference.
this is my the impact that I have put on these kids, and so it definitely made me feel good, and that memory will stick with me forever. And just how sweet and loving the kids were to me, even during the tough times, like it all made me feel good, and it is true that it is rewarding. I didn't understand that then. I was just like, what? But yeah,
Well, Ms. Hudson, thank you so much for sharing. We are trying to keep it positive here as much as we can, but real. We want new teachers that are just starting to hear from other novice teachers what it's like. And so I know your students are waiting on you. You don't know who they are yet. I guess you will find out this week. But thank you so much for being a part of our show. And again, if any of you have any questions for Ms. Hudson, you can reach out and we will connect you. And thank you again. Have a great day. Be sure to like, share, follow, subscribe. Dr. White here.
bye.